Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. Welcome to a patch note breakdown. So not a really big patch here. It's 10.16b, so it's not even like its own patch, which would be 10.17. This is 10.16b, which they don't do that often, but they are. And yeah, we're gonna have a little look. So we'll do our little mini game. We'll do a little mini game. You know, are the big champions that a lot of us want nerfed going to be nerfed that haven't been nerfed for a long time? So Kassadin, Echo, Silas is kind of there, but he's like the one that I really don't mind if he doesn't get nerfed. It's mainly like Echo and Kassadin, and I'm like, are they gonna get nerfed? Let's see. So we're not gonna read all this stuff, but here we go. Patch highlights. Nope. God damn it, dude. They haven't been nerfed again. So again, not a crazy amount of changes this week, but that's fine. Or this 2 weeks. But okay, so very quickly the highlights. So CAITLYN has been nerfed, which a lot of people probably are happy about because she apparently is like really oppressive and she's really strong. And worth noting, she has been nerfed from every category of play. So they recently did this new thing that they were telling us why a champion's being nerfed. In what category of play is the reason for a champion to get nerfed, and you can see she has every single colour. So clearly the champion was a little bit too strong. And then other than that, it's good that they have, by the way, separated the colours a lot. For those that are a bit colourblind, these colours are different enough that I can easily tell that all of these over here are all because of skilled play, and then Kiana's because of elite. So interesting enough, Yone's being nerfed because of skilled play. Nowhere else, technically. Even though, from what I can tell, he's really good also in, like, Challenger. But maybe Challenger players also know how to deal with him more. So Evelyn being nerfed, I'm happy about. I just played against an Evelyn, and it was like, oh, great, this is fun. She's just one-shotting everything. And then also buffs, Aatrox, Gragas, Kai'Sa, Varus, Xayah. Okay, some AD carry buffs, that's cool. Generally, the same AD carries have been played quite a lot. So I'm okay with that. Right, let's get into it. So Aatrox, our bonus damage ratio increased later, so giving a bit more scaling. World Ender bonus damage ratio has just been up by 0.1 in late game. Not too bad, just going to help him a bit. Honestly, I haven't really seen many Aatroxes recently, but that might bring him back a bit. But there we go. It's a change that I'm like, maybe if you're an Aatrox player, it helps you. If you're not, I don't think it's going to just suddenly make you an Aatrox player, for example. Is that all they're doing? Oh my god, the meme is real. So everybody's been complaining about CAITLYN. Oh my god, her damage is crazy. She's high range. She's really safe. They're nerfing her movement speed by 5. What the hell? Like, but if you're new to League, or you're new to kind of looking at balance in League of Legends, there's been a meme for years of, you know, 5 movement speed nerfs on champions. Like, oh, Kassadin's overpowered way back when. Oh, they just gave him a 5 movement speed nerf. Aurelia was insanely overpowered, and they just nerfed her movement speed by 5. Oh my god, it's the notorious nerf for when I think Riot has no idea how to nerf the champion. What? Like, what about nerfing her damage, which everybody is complaining about at the moment? That's mind-boggling to me. So yes, they nerfed CAITLYN, but not really. That's really weird, but okay. Jesus. Evelyn, though. So I am hoping this is pretty big damage nerfs, but it probably isn't going to be enough because that champion is like Jesus. So our changes last patch gave her a lot of new power in the jungle, so we're reeling back some of the damage. Okay, so damage changes. So it's base damage from both of them, the initial dart and then also the spikes that follow. They're just nerfing it by 5. And that's about it. 5 on each. That's still going to be really strong for Evelyn. She's legitimately one-shotting things with like QER combo, and like literally like tanks are getting one-shot. So I don't think that's a big enough nerf to, you know, to make Evelyn players upset. I think a lot of Evelyn players might be like, whew, like, damn, they didn't like completely nerf the champion. She's still going to one-shot everything. So yeah. Again, so I will say again, we all like Riot, we all like the game that they make, but sometimes the balance team, I know they get a lot of like hate and stuff, and I don't want to pile on that hate. I'm not a hateful person at all, but I do get confused sometimes. I really do, and I'm sure their job is incredibly difficult, and I do sympathize with them. But sometimes it is questionable to me. Like, I don't know. Like, but anyway. Gragas, so getting a bit of love that he's going to go from a 35 base armor to 38. That will help him a bit with the jungle clear because he's a bit squishy in the early game. So I think that will help. But even in top lane, some people are playing Gragas top. You can play him kind of an AP bruiser type. And yeah, trading against other bruisers this armor buff will help too. So there's that. Hecarim, another strong champion, by the way. One-shot potential, good jungle clear. So yeah, overall pretty good. A bonus movement speed, maximum reduced. So trotting back some of the changes from 10.16, which overshot our expectations, especially with Hecarim players picking up on the synergy with Phase Rush. So the bonus movement speed was 25 to 100% bonus movement speed. They are now nerfing it to 25 to 85%. So it's a 15% maximum top end nerf, which obviously that is a damage nerf for Hecarim because Hecarim scales off movement speed with his initial, I think it's AD actually, so he bursts a lot when he's going fast. So that is technically a damage nerf. So there's that. Kai'Sa, a champion that I actually like Kai'Sa. I think she's actually quite good for the game because she's not the easiest of champion. But she's entertaining to watch. Her damage is interesting, and she's also a hybrid champion, which they're rare. You know, they don't make too many hybrid champions like properly anymore. I guess Yone kind of is hybrid, but you know, but you can play like what I mean is you can play Kai'Sa like proper AD carry, or you can go like an AP build with her as the AD carry. So it's interesting. So they're doing base AD growth increased and bonus attack speed increase later. So these are just both big buffs, or not big buffs, but they're buffs. So the AD growth used to be 1.7, it's now 2. So that will add up, give it, you know, level 10 onwards. That's going to be considerably more AD, so that's not bad. That might obviously help her evolve. I think it's the Q that goes off the evolve of her AD. So that might actually help her get her Q earlier. So that's not bad. And then the bonus attack speed as well. Late game, it's a bonus 20% attack speed at max rank. So that's pretty considerable. 20% attack speed is nothing to, you know, snub your nose at. That adds up in damage in late game. You know, that's pretty good. But obviously from memory, it's hard to remember what, you know, how people max Kai'Sa. I think you max Q, W, then E. I think some people might max E second though. But obviously it's going to take a while to get level 5 on her E. But when you do, that's a pretty good buff. So not bad at all. You might see Kai'Sa's back in the meta. Lux, a champion that they still can't really decide whether she's a mid laner or a support. I do think they should probably just pick. Like, we are now balancing her to be a support because I've always said she's kind of in the middle. That's why I've never liked Lux support, is because she's not balanced really. Well, she's not balanced to support fully. So then you've kind of got this weird mid laner who needs items. And if the game goes bad, then Lux is pretty poop in bot lane. If the game goes good, it's great because you just have a mid laner in bot lane. And you can snowball. But, and it does seem here they are giving her more balance to support. So this maybe is right saying, no, we are kind of making Lux a support now, which I'm sure there's many people who play Lux mid who are probably not very happy about that, but here we go. Lux support, especially with an early shield max, has gained a lot of traction as of late to curb the oppressive playstyle of her spamming her shield in lane with targeting its power when maxed first. Will avoid hurting her more damage-orientated builds. Okay, so maybe for mid laners, this isn't too bad because they don't really care about their shield. But the shield itself, so they're giving it more scaling, but they're hurting its base. So this is, again, hurting it in lane phase, not making it too bad with AP. And then also they're making it cost more as the game goes on. So that's a pretty big nerf. And they're also... triple shield bug fix. Apparently the shield was actually going on 3 times instead of 2 maybe, so they're fixing that, so that will technically be a nerf, but it's a bug fix, so it should never have been there in the first place. So this is overall nerfs to shield Lux. So this is in essence a not really a buff to mid lane Lux, but it's making it so that, you know, the shielding isn't as bad. But there we go. All right, next up is Qiyana, a champion that I don't really see that much, if I'm honest. She's kind of a little bit forgotten about. But W bonus AD ratio decreased and E base damage decreased later. So they're nerfing Qiyana, even though I presume her pick rate is quite low. But yeah, Kiana has been riding a wave in elite play. So maybe she's played a lot above the rating I'm in at the moment. Maybe she's played in Master, Grandmaster, etc. And I'm just not in that rating. Kiana has been riding a high wave in elite play. And although wait, I'm in elite, technically. Diamond 2 is elite. I haven't seen any Kianas. And although we've been able to avoid nerfing her due to her lack of presence in Pro, the tides turned this time. So her W damage ratio has been halved. It used to be a 0.2 attack damage ratio, and now it's a 0.1. So that is technically a half nerf, like just straight up, but yeah. And then E, Audacity, base damage has been decreased as well. Her base damage of E has been decreased. Not in the early game by a lot, but more in the mid to late game. So those are 2 nerfs for a champion that I really don't see a lot of. So that's a bit weird. Like, I really don't see people playing Kiana. If I had to guess what her pick rate was, I would presume it's less than 5% pick rate. So that's a bit odd, I will say. But yeah. Sona. So obviously there's this new strategy that some people even in Twitch chat have been saying, like, oh, the Lux nerfs are because of this strategy that's come out. It's like Lux and Sona bot lane. Apparently it's really oppressive and they can't really die because of all the shielding and healing. And you know, by the way, the common denominator that a lot of problems have happened in the last year of League of Legends, if you really look into it, have been healing supports. Healing and shielding supports have been a huge problem for Riot. They haven't been able to balance them at all. They're either they don't do anything, they heal too little, they shield too little, and they get one shot, or they make everything not die. Yeah, like obviously I think most people would agree that healing is a major problem in League of Legends at the moment, but that is more because Grievous Wounds is so bad rather than healing itself, I think. But what are they doing to Sona? So the base health has gone down by a tiny bit. Mana has also gone down, but they're just kind of making them true numbers. So the actual nerfs, damage ratio for Q has gone down 0.1, so less damage on her Q. Heal ratio of her W has gone down by 0.05, so it's again a slight nerf. And then her E for the movement speed has been nerfed by 0.01, so a very small nerf per 100 ability power for the self bonus movement speed. And then the actual aura bonus movement speed has been also nerfed by 0.01. So they're kind of small nerfs. They're not major. The biggest nerf is her damage on her Q. But yeah, less healing, less movement speed, a little bit less damage. So it's just kind of like just toning down Sona a little bit, I guess. Again, I don't really see that many Sonas, even though I know a lot of people are like, oh, this strategy. I personally don't think did I see it once? I might have saw it once. I can't remember if it went well or not. But yeah, it's not something that's like in every single game. So it's just little tweaks, which I think is fine. Nothing out of the ordinary, I'd say. But yeah, right. Varus. Base attack speed growth increased. So his base attack speed growth that obviously gets per level was 3%. It's now 4%. This will help his more attack speed focused build. Generally there's 2 builds for Varus. You can either go Arcane Comet Lethality with maybe even a tier Muramana, or you can go the Lethal Tempo attack speed build on hit. So Ginsu's, Blade of the Rune King, stuff like that. They're buffing that. So I'm not sad about that. I actually personally like the attack speed Varus build. I think it looks really cool. I don't dislike the lethality build, but it's nice to give champions options. Like I said earlier about Kai'Sa, you can play her AD, you can play her AP, you can play her hybrid. Choices are good for champions. So I think giving the choice of Varus that we're buffing up his attack speed and giving him the choice to go attack speed, you don't have to go the more poke orientated build, is good. Because the lethality Varus sucks if there's a tank just standing in his way. He obviously, though, if he goes the Blade of the Rune King attack speed build, Varus can shred tanks. So I think that's a good thing. I overall think that's a good thing. And then Xayah, which is nearly our last champion balance already. Small patch this fortnight. So Xayah, base AD growth increased. So once again, it's a buff. Her AD growth used to be 2.9 per level. It's now 3.5. So they're just kind of bringing it. Yeah, as you can see here, she's been struggling with her counterparts. And we're fluffing up her feathers, oh Jesus, and giving her a little bit more swish as the game progresses. So I know a lot of people go, oh, that's like nothing. It's a 0.6 buff. But again, it's a 0.6 buff per level. So if you give it 10 levels... it's like little things here or there. It's what I've always said. You've got to sometimes think of the smaller picture, not like, you know, they're not going to give a champion, oh, we're giving a 10 AD per level buff. It's little things like right now, before the patch, if you played Xayah at level 10 and someone just survived with 4 health, it's like, oh, dude, they had 4 health. Well, this buff would then, you would suddenly kill them then. You know, that's what it means. Like these little buffs are the differences between not killing something just and no, you now suddenly do kill it. And that's why you can't go crazy with these buffs, because it would just go out of control if you're just throwing crazy numbers at things, obviously. So that's not bad. You know, we'll take it. And then Yone, which is the final balance. Again, small patch. I would presume, I haven't read it yet, I would presume quite big nerfs. This champion, we just made a challenge, a spectate of him going, you should be scared of the champion. Yeah, he's a bit nuts, but I do think, and what is a bit annoying, once again, is Death's Dance is a problematic item for many champions. No, it's too strong, it gives survivability, gives good damage, gives cooldown reduction, gives lifesteal, and I think, you know, Yone is strong, don't get me wrong, but I think Death's Dance is the thing that actually puts him over the edge. And as you can see here, again, no Death's Dance changes at all. So yeah. Anyway, Yone. Q base damage decrease later, and R no longer applies lifesteal. Okay, that's probably a good thing. So that does help with, obviously, you know, when he builds Death's Dance and lifesteal, yeah, he's gaining a lot of life. But what are they doing? So base damage was 20 at rank 1, up to 120. At rank 5, 100 now. So it's a 20 damage nerf at max. And, you know, that is his spammable ability. So it's never going to do a crazy amount of damage in itself. So 20 damage isn't bad in a nerf. It's a decent nerf for his spammable ability. And then also, yeah, this apparently, by the way, was a bug fix. He never was supposed to lifesteal. So when he was ulting things, he was lifestealing with his ultimate. He was never supposed to do that. So they are just getting rid of his lifesteal. So apparently, which I was unaware, it was giving him 100% effectiveness on lifesteal. For example, if he had 40% lifesteal and he ulted something and he did, you know, 1,000 damage, well, technically he would have healed 400. I think that's how lifesteal works. That's a lot of healing. So, and apparently it was not supposed to heal at all. So that will make him squishier if he was gaining all that lifesteal from ulting. So that is quite a big nerf. But technically not a nerf. It's a bug fix. It apparently was never supposed to be in the game. So some Yones might be like finding now that although they go all in, they ult, oh snap, I'm dead, because they don't now suddenly have that big burst of health back after ulting in. So that's quite a big nerf. But that is the patch. Not a crazy big patch this fortnight. Obviously, I think we all can say, at least for me, still a little bit of frustration that I do think there are champions that are missing from the nerfs. We've been speaking about it pretty much for the whole of 2020, I kind of think. You know, without spoiling too much, let's just say I did play against a Kassadin earlier today. I actually played against a couple, but one of the games of Kassadin was kind of highlighting going, yeah, this champion's stupid. And yeah, it's just untouched. So I don't know, it's a bit weird to me. And also Death's Dance and stuff like that. But I don't know, not too bad. You know, the chat's saying it's a bit weird for Kiana to get nerfed. I agree. I don't see that champion. So, and again, they said it's an elite. Diamond 2 to Challenger. That's my rating. I don't see Kiana at all. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw a Kiana at all. There may have been one that was hovered earlier today, or maybe the game dodged or something. But it's weird. Very weird. But that is going to be it. If you guys did enjoy the patch notes, let me know down below, you know, what was the big takeaway for you? Not a crazy big one. To me, what I would say, the most ridiculous thing for me personally, and I think Riot's probably going to get a bit of, you know, a bit of oof from it, is the CAITLYN nerf. You can clearly see, you know, sometimes, oh, it's a specialist nerf. Okay, Kiana, she's a problem in Diamond 2 and Challenger. Okay, these champions are a problem between Plat and Diamond 3. Okay, CAITLYN's a problem in every single rating. You know, they've even said that to us, yet they're only doing a 5 nerf in movement speed. What? That's just weird. I don't know. But that's going to be it. If you guys enjoy, throw a like, throw a comment. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.